So probably the most exciting thing for us to be looking for and why you should tune in to watch the game tonight is we're going to get our first chance at seeing this hybrid kickoff rule, which is going to be really a huge game changer. There could be games in the first probably quarter of the season where that are won and lost on special teams because teams are trying to figure this out. It's a whole different system and a great opportunity for, putting up points and commanding field position early. So the way it works is on Stormcloud, Ryan Watkins did post a really good article on it, and we've started conversation about it there. So if you want to hop on our forum, take a look. But essentially, the ball's kicked at the 35-yard line, but the kickoff team starts at the opposing team where they're kicking into on that 40-yard line. So it's the kickoff team is moved way up, and the kick returning team has 9 to 10 guys lined up on their 30 to 35-yard line. Now the trick is the kicker's got to land it inside the 20-yard line. That's called the landing zone. So it's a much closer field of play here for everybody. If the kicker doesn't land it in that landing zone, it will be brought up to a variety of different places, either the 35 or the 40, depending on if it goes out of the out of bounds or if it goes out the back of the end zone. They're rewarded, which is really interesting, if the kickers actually do land it in the landing zone and then it lands for a touchback. That's the ideal situation for the kicking team. So some teams are going to try to prevent kickers from being able to aim that kick in there by having 2 returners covering half the field, because that's a lot of field now that it's a smaller area that we're working within. It's a lot of field for one guy to cover. So we might see 2 guys back there. So we might have a Darius Davis and a Ladd McConkey. We might need 2 kick returners on this team to run what we might want to run. And that might open up some reverses, some trickery and that sort of thing. But you're going to see basically just one line of defenders, one line of blockers, 2 guys behind them, and no one moves until the returner catches the ball. So it's almost going to be set up like a running play where you've got the whole line of blockers in front of you and the whole line of defenders engaging them, and you're just trying to find a hole. So if in the XFL, they said that running backs typically had the most success because it is treated more, it looks more like a traditional running play almost than a kick return, where you have multiple layers of guys you're getting through. Now it's more like, okay, if you get a good blocking assignment and you find a hole, there's daylight for you. But that really plays into, because Darius Davis almost has more of a scat back type skill set. A one-cut guy like Darius Davis, if we get some good blocking schemes in front of him and give him a moment of daylight, he's going to be gone. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Do you think what I'm thinking and listening to you explain it, that the punt returners are going to benefit from this rule change? Because for years you've had Dante Hall, remember Brian Mitchell, Desmond Howard, these guys, because of all the rule changes in the past, you haven't seen great punt returners like that anymore. And I think this is going to put a big emphasis back on that specific position where you will have punt returners getting 3-4 touchdowns again, like they used to be years ago. You know what I mean? Because everybody just punted to the back of the end zone and just start from the 20 or the 25-yard line. But you're going to see a lot of returns this way now. And you might get some dynamic plays from that punt return or kickoff return position again due to these rule changes, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it was a great medium from, we were talking for years about, are they going to just get rid of kickoffs? And that was going to be such a bummer because it is a good part of the game, but
it is.
They did take out the most dangerous aspect of it. We don't have guys barreling down 40 yards with no contact before engaging somebody. Now it is two lines, right? Just like a normal football play, just crashing against each other at a lower impact level. But it's in a way that is actually going to create more excitement and explosion. So I'm very fired up for it. It's definitely something
fantasy points.
And fantasy points.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the onside kick also changed. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yes. So onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. The team
Mhm.
must be losing to kick an onside kick.
Oh, really?
And the team must announce intention to kick an onside kick ahead of time. So no Sean Payton coming out of the half onside kick to, in the Super Bowl kind of thing. So they're kind of structuring it a lot more for sure. But to your point, I know you said punt a lot. Obviously, it's a kickoff. The punt rules, I think, are still the same. I think that's still happening. But on the kickoff, like after touchdown to begin the game, whatever, that's where you have that CFL kind of two lines, and once the returner catches it, then everyone can move.
That's where that rule came from, right? CFL, that they use that.
I think they kind of they hybrided it a little bit. They added their own little touch to it, but that's where the base for sure came from.